I want to share two little stories to begin with today. The first one takes place in Connellsville, Pennsylvania, a little manufacturing town. Some of you may have glassware that was made by Anchor Hawking. That's where it was produced. On the hill up from the river was Immaculate Conception Parish, the Irish parish. Down on the other side of the river was St. Rita of Cassia, the Italian parish. We went to the Italian parish. They were more fun. Okay? Their pastor was elderly, and he got up one Sunday, among many Sundays. He usually had a story to tell. And this one Sunday, he talked about how you had to be careful that you never offended anybody. For you see, if you offended the Irish, they would come back to church maybe through the back door. If the Polish were offended, they would come in maybe through the basement window. Or someone else would crawl in through another window from another ethnic area. But he said, for we Italians, you don't offend us because we'll never come back. We have long memories. This is the same priest who, a few Sundays after that sermon, left the church and everyone else was singing song, "It's a Fine Time to Leave Me, Lucille." He was a great priest. He's a little off, but he was a great priest. But that concept of getting mad at the church or at God or at each other hits in the scriptures today. And I'll come back to that in a moment. The second story is from my own family. And some of you may be able to relate to this. Back in the 1940s, my great-grandmother was in a car accident that eventually led to her death. And the cost of the hospitalization and the care, she was cared for by my grandmother in her home. After it was all said and done, there was roughly $50 left, and my great-grandfather gave it to my grandmother as a token. You know. Oh boy, the infighting. From that day, in the 1940s, until I went to visit them in 1976, no one from my grandmother's line visited her brother or his wife because my aunt ran her mouth about that $50. But after almost 30 years of not speaking, they realized how stupid it was, that they were family, and there was a rapprochement for the last 20 years or so that they lived in together. So this concept of living in the past is something that we all fall prey to. And the apostles today were falling prey to it as well. Now, I know that a lot of people out there think that the great sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was homosexuality. And that's not the case. It was inhospitality. They were inhospitable to these visitors. And in the Middle East, hospitality is a big deal. And so here, Jesus is rebuked from this town. And the apostles want to call down fire on this town to destroy it. Long memories. That's what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's do it to this Samaritan town. But Jesus rebukes them for that thinking. Because it's not about living in the past. It's not about hellfire and damnation. It's about a journey to the kingdom. That journey to Jerusalem that he himself was on, and that he sets the example for you and for me to follow in that journey. A journey where we tell everyone that we meet about the good news of Jesus Christ. Where we try to show everyone we encounter the love of God that is available to them. Whether or not they ever believe in him, he still loves them and cares for them. And so today, as we contemplate what you and I are called upon to do in our lives, we should be examining our attitudes toward one another. not only in the congregation, but within our families, within our workplace, within the community? Are we truly a people that welcome all in the name of Christ? Are we truly a people that say we love those that we have a relationship with? Or are we a people that bear a grudge?